everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so grateful that you are here. My name is Nikki and I use my clairaudient and channeling abilities to help you find the magic within. If you're new here, welcome. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's video is called Channeled Messages in Jordan Peele Films. Now, I have only seen two of Jordan Peele's movies, Get Out and Us, but these movies have some amazing messages within them. So I thought it would be cool to create a video and channel some of those messages into a reading for you. In the next section of the video, you will see two piles. Please meditate on the pile that is speaking to you and go to the timestamps that I provide down below to go directly to your reading from there. Also, if any part of a message does not resonate, just know that message is not for you. Take what resonates and leave what does not. Let's jump into the readings. Okay, pile number one, welcome to your reading. The Jordan Peele movie that contains a channel message for you is the 2017 film Get Out, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Allison Williams. Now, this film follows a couple, Chris and Rose, who in the beginning of the film, Rose wants to introduce Chris to her family. And Chris is hesitant because he asks Rose if they know that he is Black. And she says no, thinking that it won't be a big deal. So he's hesitant to really make this journey to go meet her parents. You can see his hesitation. But as they make the journey, he gets there and he sees that there are some things that are very off with this family. And it's all about Chris's journey into finding out those things and really coming into his own power. So I have your messages right here. Let's see what they are. We have the Five of Wands in reverse. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Choose a new direction. You will only see the way by making the way. Okay, so with the Five of Wands in reverse here, I am feeling like there is some type of a conflict that you are avoiding right now, and it has to do with respecting differences within each other, with the people in your life. And Spirit is specifically showing me the scene at the beginning of Get Out, where Chris and Rose are driving in their car and they hit a deer, and they call a police officer to come and take a look. The police officer asks to see Chris's driver's license, and Rose gets kind of upset about it because he wasn't the one who was driving. And Chris is like, no, it's all good. Here's my driver's license, because he wants to avoid that conflict. Spirit is showing me that you're exuding that same type of energy that Chris is. There's some type of conflict going on in your life right now where you are wanting to avoid it. But what I'm seeing is this is something that has built over time, and it's to the point where it can no longer be avoided. And one of the key ways of going about this is to respect differences in any way that you can in this situation. And with you're already doing it, Spirit is showing me that you are overthinking the situation and you're wondering if what you are doing is the right thing. Spirit is saying, stop overthinking it. You are already facing the direction that you need to go. What is getting in the way is your mind. And that is why they are saying, choose a new direction here. Because in the sense of, this isn't choosing a new direction in facing another direction. Spirit is saying you are already facing the way that you need to go. They're saying choose a new direction in your mind. So your mind needs to align with the way that you are facing. And they're showing me the title of the film, Get Out. They're telling you to get out of this way of thinking, get out of the matrix of the mind. And that is what happens with Chris in the film Get Out, is he is kind of trapped in his mind because he comes into the realization that he isn't in control of his own mind. It's being manipulated. So take back your power. Take back your perception of how you want to view things. Choose a new direction with your mind to align with the way you are already facing and stop overthinking. And they're saying you will only see the way by making the way. And in the film Get Out, that is a conclusion that Chris comes to. He realizes that nobody is going to come to save him in this situation, and he has to take matters into his own hands. He has to see the way by making the way for himself. It is the exact same with you. You will only see the way by making the way, and it comes with aligning your mind with the direction that you are already facing and stop overthinking. Get out of the matrix of the mind and don't let anybody manipulate your perception, because that is what took place in this film. Once Chris gets to Rose's parents' house, he comes into the realization that the mother is a hypnotist and she uses this tactic on him to control him. And it's just so important to understand that we cannot control what other people do, ideally, realistically, but we can control ourselves. So Spirit wants you to take back your power and understand that this conflict that is happening right now, it is something that is happening in your mind because you're overthinking it. So get out of the matrix of the mind and focus on what you do want, not on what you don't want. And don't be afraid to face conflict if necessary, so that you can utilize your values and morals and bring that into the situation to show that it is important to respect differences within people and to respect ideas from other people and opinions from other people. It doesn't mean you have to agree. You can agree to disagree, but everything can be done in a respectful way. There's no need to avoid conflict for the sake of avoiding it and just keeping it suppressed down, leaving you not able to express your opinions. So express your opinions clearly and freely. Next, we have the Ace of Wands. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Improving health. Befriend your fear monster. Okay, so with align your life, what is not aligned or needs to change, and improving health, Spirit is saying that the diet that you are eating is not in alignment with a healthy mindset. And they are specifically showing me the scene in Get Out where Rose is eating a bowl of Fruit Loops with milk. She's eating that processed stuff that is not good for her. Yeah, it tastes good, and don't get me wrong, I love Fruit Loops. I do. Like, when I see that, I actually wanted some after watching that. But the point of it is to have more discipline with the foods that you are putting in your body and being mindful of how they are affecting you and your mindset and your energy, okay? So they want you to take more healthy steps to improve your health by exercising, moving the body, and also being more mindful about what you are putting inside your body, drinking more water, making sure you're getting vegetables and fruits and vegetables, and also making sure that you, yeah, I'm hearing cheat day. It's okay to have a cheat day every once in a while. Don't completely deprive yourself of the sugary goodness, but yeah, I'm hearing specifically sugar, and that is also something that I have an issue with right now. It's something I'm working on. Like, I like to have sugar every single day. I love donuts, I love cookies, I love cake, I love all of that. And right now I'm in the process of cutting those things or limiting those things in my diet, and they really do affect the mindset and energy. And especially if you are someone on the spiritual path, it can create blockages in the mind where you can't clearly hear your intuition or downloads that your energetic support team is giving you. So be mindful of that. And with the Ace of Wands here, if you have a creative idea that you are wanting to take action on right now, they are saying go for it. They are showing me in Get Out how Chris had a passion for photography and taking photos. So some of you may also love photography and taking photos. So definitely act on that. I'm just seeing that there is some fears that get in the way, and that's why they're saying befriend your fear monster. And how you do that is by going into the fear. So if you have a passion for photography like Chris does in the film Get Out, then to start taking small steps every single day to get that momentum going. And yes, when we are doing something that we are passionate about, we may have those fears that come up, but that fear is letting you know that you are on the right path because you're walking through the fear. As you walk through it, you are allowing yourself to feel it, but you're continuing to take action on what brings you joy, but you're just not giving into the fear. When you give into it, you stop what you are doing. You stop what you are passionate about, and it creates this blockage in your road that stops the momentum from going forward. So befriend your fear monster and act on that creative passion, because that I'm also being called, you will only see the way by making the way. So it depends on the decisions that you make for yourself and the action you take right now to keep the momentum going forward. So whatever your passion is, start right now. Be mindful about what you are eating, get your body moving, get that energy flowing, and work on everything that may be out of alignment to bring yourself back into balance. Next, we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the Oracle. Opportunity. You decided to wake up, or else why did you draw me? Okay, so with the Ten of Wands in reverse, this is this feeling of feeling overwhelmed, burnt out, and stressed. And Chris feels like this for much of the film because he doesn't feel like he fits in there, because he can feel that energy on a soul level that something is just not right with these people in this environment that he is in. But he decided to wake up. He woke up to what was really going on. He learned that this family was auctioning off people of color and selling them to elderly white people because the people of color, they saw that they had, strengths, they had amazing eyes. They wanted to take those amazing features and continue to live on with them. But they were doing it at the cost of stealing the livelihood of people of color in this film. And Chris, He is the first one who decides to wake up to this and to get out of this way of thinking. And that's why we have you decided to wake up. You decided to wake up, or else why did you draw me? And he had his camera, and he comes into the realization when he flashes the camera, it helps wake everyone up who's been in that deep hypnosis. And that's when he learns the truth about it. And he's just like, okay, these feelings that I've been having, there really is something to us. Really is something to this. And then he wants to leave. He wants to take Rose and leave. And this was his opportunity to get out. And he was doing what he could to get out at that time. So I feel like there are opportunities being presented to you right now because you are waking up to who you really are. And you are seeing things in the world as they really are. And it's a matter of seeing them as they are and not wanting to buy into that way of thinking, getting out of the matrix of the mind and continuing to raise your vibration. Your vibration is rising. You are in the process of waking up right now, just like Chris did in this film. And when that happens, your vibration rises and it can feel overwhelmed. I feel like you feel overwhelmed by all of the knowledge that you are coming into. It is a lot to take in just because when you have been thinking a certain way for so long, it gets overwhelming to learn all of the things that have been hidden in plain sight. And I feel like that is what is happening with you. I feel like you're starting to see the truth about what is going on in the world. And just like Chris, he was so overwhelmed by this that he had to take matters into his own hands and step into his power, because at the beginning of the film you can see how he didn't always express himself and he wasn't aware that he was being disillusioned in this film, deceived at a very, very deep level, and it provided him with the opportunity to prove who he really was. And that's what he does at the end of the film. But you decided to wake up for a reason. It does feel overwhelming, especially because there's a deep inner healing that takes place as you wake up. There's what's called the dark night of the soul, and this is an amazing opportunity for you to cut away what no longer serves and to emerge into who you really are, the best version of yourself. The Hanged Man in reverse. Birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Big happy changes. Memento mori, there might not be a someday. Okay, so with the Hangman in reverse here, this is all about feeling like you're at a standstill, that no matter how much work you put in, you're not getting anywhere. And if you look at the card here, the person on the card is suspended in time, and it's very reminiscent of the scene in Get Out where Chris, after Rose's mother hypnotizes him, she goes, sink into the floor, and he goes poof, into the floor, and he's suspended in time. And it just feels like he's surrounded by this darkness. And there is a line in the film right as he is wanting to leave with Rose. The father of Rose asks Chris, what is your purpose? And Chris, he's like, I don't know. And that's like kind of what this suspension feels like when he's in the sunken place. It feels like he has no purpose, but that is not true. Every single person on this planet has a purpose, but I know it's very reminiscent that we can all feel like we are in that sunken place at time when we feel like we don't have a purpose. And she even like manipulated his mind too, controlling him. And she took him back to a time where the day his mother was found dead. And she's like, yeah, you're in that sunken place where you can't do anything. You're paralyzed, just like you were that day when you didn't do anything when you found out your mom had passed on. Like, it was so manipulative, so deceiving, and to be in that place where you feel like you can't do anything. So I feel like you're in this place right now where you're at a standstill and you feel like there is no forward movement, but Spirit is saying that is not the case. You are in the process of birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being, because you are recognizing the power of your mind and how other people, if you give them the power to control your mind, that they can do so. But when you take your power back and you stand in your own power, realizing that you can create whatever you want to create, then you truly take your power back. You stand in your authentic self and you realize that you can create a new world into being. You can visualize whatever you want, understanding that while you can't control other people, you know that people cannot control you unless you allow them to. So you can control yourself, you can control how you feel, you can control what you create here. If you want to be a photographer, you can be a photographer. If you want to be an actress, actor, dancer, singer, writer, you can do it. The sky is the limit. So continue to visualize and put into action those steps towards what you want to create. That sunken place is not a place for anyone. It does and can serve a purpose in the sense of helping you realize who you truly are. I feel like that is a metaphor for the dark night of the soul, and that does serve a purpose where a lot of healing and transformation takes place, where we focus on patterns that are in our life so that we can break those cycles. So if you can look at that from a positive limelight, that it is all serving a purpose for you, then big happy changes are going to transpire. You're going to create what you want. You're going to continue to heal. You're going to step into your power. But the time is now, okay? There might not be a someday. And if you look at all the days in the week, someday is not one of them. All there is right now. And that is why so many people get tripped up. They keep lingering in the past, which continues to play on repeat in the present, or they are looking to the future, which has not happened yet. What you do now is creating your future. So take action now. And that is what will help you get out of that standing still, feeling like no more energy is moving forward, that you're not progressing. You have to continue to take action, even while you are healing, and just enjoying the journey in its totality. Next, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Ask for help from others. Your greatest joy pollinates the world. Okay, so I'm seeing there are some fears around money here with the King of Pentacles in reverse. And Spirit wants you to know that you are not defined by the money in your bank account. And while these fears around finance is coming up, you still have this call within you. Are you answering that call? Have you answered your deepest calling? What is your greatest joy? And a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know what that is. But a good indicator would be to look back on your childhood and to see what is truly, what did you enjoy when you were a kid? For me, it was writing. And those are patterns that are coming up right now for me to explore, to take action on my writing. What is that for you? Was it acting? Was it a sport? Was it singing? Was it dancing? What did you love to do when you were a kid? Start to explore those things, because when we are kids, that inner joy is so authentic towards what we are putting our energy towards, to our passions. So whatever you enjoyed when you were a kid, take action towards that. Explore those things, because you will find that that joy re-emerges from those things. And your greatest joy will pollinate the world, which means that when you are truly doing something you love without worrying whether or not you will be paid for it. When you focus on the joy, you are attracting joyful experiences to you based off of what you love. And when that energy is exuded from you, it pollinates the world. Other people will look and see that you are doing something you enjoy that brings you joy, and they're like, well, how can I find my joy? And it starts to create this ripple effect in the world that just pollinates the world. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse here, this is a very greed-like feeling, focusing on money. And they're showing me specifically how Rose's parents in the film Get Out, they were so greedy, and they were focused on how they could profit off of people of color in order to sell like their mindsets and bodies to elderly people. And they weren't recognizing that they could look within themselves and not have to resort or stoop so low to harm people in that way in order to gain more material things. And I don't feel like that is the extreme what is going on with you, but there is this energy of focusing so much on finances. Where's the money going to come from? When you are working on what you love, when you are focusing on all the things that make you wonderful about yourself, not focusing on, oh, well, that person has so much strength and endurance, this person has amazing eyesight, I don't have that, then it's creating this energy where you're focusing outside of yourself instead of focusing on all the things within you that are unique and original. You are not like other people, and that is how it is meant to be. You are meant to shine in your own unique way. So tap into your joy, answer your deepest calling, and don't be afraid to ask for help from others if need be, because there's this energy in the world where some people, they don't know how to receive. They know how to give, but they don't know how to receive. Open your heart to receiving. So when somebody gives you a compliment, say thank you. And even if it's not believable to you at this point in time, when you continue to cultivate positive self-talk within yourself and you reaffirm those beliefs within your mind, you will start to see your reality shift out here. It is a consistent process because there has been many, many years of negative programming and conditioning that has taken place within the collective of humanity. So we have to take our power back and rewire in positive self-talk. No, not every day is going to be positive, and that is okay. But you can override negative self-talk with positive self-talk. And working on it every day will build momentum over time. And if somebody wants to help you, let them help you, because when we collaborate with others, it builds energy in a more unified way. Next, we have the Eight of Cups. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. The situation will improve. 3, 2, 1, jump. Okay, so with the Eight of Cups, you're walking away from someone or something right now. And Spirit is specifically showing me the scene at the end of Get Out where Chris learns Rose's true colors and how she basically used him, made him believe that she loved him in order to get him to her family's place so they could do what they did, where they were trying to steal his mindset, steal his body, steal his eyes, sell him to someone else. And she had no remorse about it either. And at the end, she can see how he learned how she manipulated him, and he's in the process of killing her because she deceived him so bad but he looks down at her and he realizes that she's not worth it, and he gets up and he walks away, and he leaves her to suffer on the ground because she had been shot by the grandpa, who, after the camera flashed, it woke him up. He turned around and he shot her because he saw her for what she really was. And he leaves her on the ground and he walks away from her. And it was a very powerful moment because you're rooting for Chris the entire film, because you can clearly see how these people had pulled the wool over his eyes. And it was so powerful and empowering to see him take his power back, to stand up for himself. It was to that point where he could not avoid the conflict anymore. But I feel like somebody has deceived you in your life, and you are in the process of walking away. Just like Chris, you are taking your power back, and you are owning who you really are, because you see your self-worth, you see your self-value, and basically you're seeing that this person is not worth this. So this is you walking away. But you're still in the process of healing right now, and Spirit is saying the situation will improve. Okay? In the meantime, while you are healing from this, it is important to get grounded. And it says empath on the card, so I feel like you are very highly sensitive to energy. So spend as much time in nature as possible. If you have a meditation practice, a prayer practice, get outside, meditate, put your bare feet on the grass, because there are chakras underneath the feet, and that will help the healing energy move up through your chakra system. So get grounded, meditate, get outside, walk in nature, do something fun outside. Anything in nature that you can do will help you get grounded at this time, as the situation will improve. So it's time to focus on you and continue to cultivate that healing from within. And with 3, 2, 1 jump, this is an opportune time for you to place the focus back on yourself. So if you have that photography passion, singing, writing, acting, dancing, 3, 2, 1 jump, take that leap of faith. And when we take that leap of faith into the unknown, not knowing what's going to happen with our passion, as long as we keep moving forward, the next step will be revealed to us. So get comfortable with the uncomfortable, because that is what is going to help you break through the fear and befriend your fear monster. So work on something creative, journal, write, sing, act, dance, speak with a group of like-minded people. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It is just truly amazing what happens when you are in the unknown. Next we have the Hierophant. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan. Communicate clearly. Your 111-year-old self. Okay, so with the Hierophant, I feel like as you're waking up here, you are recognizing how certain structures and organization have had a certain sense of control over you, and you are ready to break out. You're ready to listen to yourself. And that is what happens with Chris in Get Out. He realizes the control that this family has had over all of these people in this film, and he is not having it. He does everything in his power to break out of that. This is not something that he is willing to conform to. So he listens to his intuition, he uses his wits about him, and he is able to escape. The scene, they're showing me the scene at the end when he's chained to the chair, he's tied up to the chair, and the lady, she liked to hypnotize people with her teacup and her spoon, and they have a TV set up where he can't move and all he can see is the TV. But what he does is, with his hand, he meticulously pulls the stuffing out of the chair, and he leans down and he puts the stuffing in his ears so that when the hypnotist comes on the screen, he can not hear it. So he got out of that way of thinking. He used his smarts. He realized how he could use his intelligence to his advantage, and he overpowered these people at the end of the film. And this is what the Hierophant is. I feel like whatever situation you are in, whatever rules, structures, regulations are being placed on you right now, you're like, this is not for me. I am going to do my own thing. I'm going to stand in my own power, and I'm going to break out of the matrix of the mind. I'm literally going to get out of the matrix of the mind. And as you are doing this, Spirit is saying it's important to communicate clearly. Because when we don't communicate clearly, there's a lot of misunderstandings that take place. And that was something that Chris was not the best at throughout this film. He suppressed his feelings down. He didn't speak up when people were making him feel a certain way. He wanted to avoid conflict at all costs. Spirit is saying, don't be afraid of the conflict, because it is more authentic for you to speak up about your values, your morals, how you feel, than it is somebody getting upset by you standing in your power. And with Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan, this is all about Christ consciousness. This is your consciousness just awakening to a new way of being, you emerging into your true, authentic self, but also understanding that we are one. There is not one individual on this planet who is more worthy than the other. And that is what Christ consciousness is teaching us to do, to understand that we are one, we are not separate, and that we can come together, we can unite with one another, we can respect each other's differences, and we can come into this place of love, unity, and justice in the world when we communicate clearly with one another while still respecting each other's opinions and perspectives and standing up for ourselves when we need to. And your 111-year-old self, your future self, has some wisdom for you. Your higher self, your future self, they have went through everything on your timeline already. They've seen your failures, your heartbreaks, the disappointments, the setbacks, your wins, all of it. So when you tap into guidance from your future self, when you exert your free will to do that, you will see guidance show up for you to help you in the now, right now. So tap into the wisdom of your future self and get out of the matrix of the mind, overthinking. You are already facing the way you need to go. It's just a matter of standing in your power, taking your power back, befriending your fear monster, and continuing to follow your own moral compass above all else. Thank you, pile number 1. Those are your messages. If it resonated, if you enjoyed the reading, please be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Hey, pile number 2, welcome to your reading. The Jordan Peele film that contains a channel message for you is the 2019 film Us, starring Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke. The movie follows a family of 4 who are vacationing at a beach at a very nice resort. And while at the resort, they come face to face with their doppelgangers, who have a very murderous nature about them. So the film explores the dynamic between the doppelgangers and this family of 4, and the events that transpire after that. I have your pile right here. Let's see what your messages are. We have the Ace of Swords, Rama, where are you being called to journey to? Get more information. Listen, in stillness you meet your true self. Okay, so with the Ace of Swords, I feel like you are coming into more clarity at this time about what you want to do with your life and who you really are. Because Spirit is showing me this scene at the beginning of Us where Adelaide, as a young girl, she is at an amusement park with her mom and dad. They had just got done playing a carnival game, and her dad won her a Thriller t-shirt. She puts the Thriller t-shirt on and she ventures off without her parents noticing. She comes to this tent like structure, and at the top of it, it says Vision Quest, find yourself. So that is what Spirit is showing me right now. And with the card, where are you being called to journey to? Quest is another name for journey. So I feel like you are on a self-discovery journey right now where you are pushing into a territory that may feel foreign to you, but it feels more authentic with your true soul's calling. And Spirit is saying this is a time to get more information. And the best way to do that is to listen, because in stillness you meet your true self. So, what can you do to meditate more and quiet your mind, sit with yourself? Because the more quiet you get as you meditate, you will hear guidance from within and from your energetic support team as well. Your true authenticity will come through as you are willing to sit with yourself in stillness and truly hear the messages that are coming through. Next, we have the Six of Cups. Soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. In the near future, every cycle is a higher opportunity. Okay, so I feel like there are a lot of memories from your past coming up at this time. I feel like you're wanting to reconnect with some friends from your past. People that made you feel really good about yourself. People that loved you unconditionally, no matter what you said, what you did, they were always there for you. And Spirit wants you to know that these people are part of your soul family. Because I'm also feeling this sense of loneliness and wanting to return to a time where you could spend with these people. But as you continue to take this self-discovery journey, you're going to align with your soul tribe, because they pick up on your energy on a energetic level, and they will just be attracted to you. There's no getting around that. And as you continue to meditate and align your energy, in the near future, you will align with your soul tribe. Spirit is showing me the scene in Us where Adelaide keeps reflecting on her past. And there was one scene in particular where, after her experience in that fun house, her parents notice that she's not the same, and they take her to a mental health counselor. And you see the scene where Adelaide is sitting back by herself, just kind of listening to what they're saying, and her mom's like, I just want my little girl back. So I feel like you have that same energy where you're like, I just want to reconnect with my friends again. I want my soulmate friends to come back and hang out. And Spirit is saying in the near future that will happen. So no worries there. And that you actually have the power to call them in yourself, that you don't have to do it alone. So in whatever way that resonates for you, call in your tribe, because they feel your energy on an energetic level and are part of your journey anyway. So everything is aligning perfectly as it is supposed to. And every cycle is a higher opportunity. With the Six of Cups and reflecting on the past, I do feel like there are also some painful memories coming to the surface right now. And Spirit wants you to know that these are cycles, and that every cycle you can perceive it as a higher opportunity. If you can change your perception from why did this happen to me to why did this happen for me? You can learn the lesson in the cycle and help break the cycle and continue to move forward. The reason why it keeps replaying is because the same action is being taken with the same results. In order to break a cycle, you got to do something you haven't done before. So, what is the lesson from this current cycle that you are facing right now? This memory from the past, what is that pattern telling you? When you can look at it, view it with love, change your perception about it, learn the lesson, then you will see that the cycle can be broken. Next, we have the Four of Wands in reverse. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. A year from now. Close your eyes to open your heart. Okay, so with the Four of Wands in reverse, I am picking up on the fact that there is some type of a conflict going on within your home. And I can hear certain arguments transpiring, and this is one of those cycles, okay? This is a difficult one. And it's very deeply rooted, but Spirit is saying that if you can be the one to lead by example, your family will eventually follow suit, okay? Because they're showing me in us how the dynamics played out when this family was met with their doppelgangers. The doppelgangers were their shadow aspects, the aspects of themselves that have been repressed down for many, many years. So this is what is transpiring within your home conflict right now. What is happening is shadow aspects are being reflected to one another. And if you can recognize which of those shadow aspects are within you, you can learn to integrate them and you can control them, okay? Because Spirit is showing me this scene at towards the end of the film. The young son in the family, he was the only one in the family who learned to control his shadow. And he was a true light. He came to a point where they were back at the amusement park, and he got out of the car, he sees his shadow, and his shadow is about ready to torch their car and kill them all. But he closes his eyes and he starts walking backwards. And in that moment, his shadow does the same thing. In that moment, he learned to control his shadow. If you can continue to work on your inner healing and control your shadow, integrate your shadow, you will truly lead by example in your family. And it is a process that takes time. Healing does take time. But a year from now, you will start to see the shift happen in a very powerful way. And that's why we're seeing close your eyes to open your heart. That scene where he has his eyes closed and he is walking backward, controlling his shadow. His shadow walks into the fire. And he was able to overcome his anger, his aggression, the murderous nature within him. And on the card here, see how they are all connected here? This, I feel like, represents your family, and how when you are willing to lead by example in that way, you will see more unity within your family a year from now. You'll see it gradually between now and then, but it's important to take the steps now. And another thing that will help you, Sisterhood of the Rose. This is all about focusing on the good, the beauty, your family members. What are some beautiful things about them that you really appreciate? If you can help them remember those amazing aspects about their self, you will see the energy shift in a very powerful way as well. So all is not lost. There is nothing to worry about. You are in the process of healing, but as you continue to heal, as you continue to go within and meditate, you are going to learn to lead by example even more, and you'll also learn how to bring out your family's positive traits while understanding that, of course, we can't be positive all the time, but by helping them remember who they are, you will see the energy shift in a very powerful way as well, and that conflict within the home will dissipate. Next, we have the Nine of Wands. The crumbling, what are you clinging on to? Listen to your intuition. Allow your work to become your art. Okay, so the Nine of Wands is all about taking a stand for something. And this is a spoiler from the film Us, but this is what Spirit is showing me, and this is what the message is channeled from here, okay? So Adelaide, she, in the beginning of the film, she is met with her shadow self as a young girl in that tent where it said Vision Quest, find yourself. But what we don't realize is that her shadow self actually switched spots with her. She left her chained to a bed, left her with the shadow people, and she went off and started living life in the real world. And what happened was we learned that Adelaide had a passion for dancing. She expressed herself creatively through her dance. And you can see her dancing in the halls where the shadow people live. And what happened was she was a light. She shined light on the shadows. And that is what made them want to rise up and take action into their own hands. They did not want to be repressed down anymore. They had been repressed down so far that it had built up to this point where they have went out into the world to face themselves. And it all happened because Adelaide was a light shining with her creative expression of dancing. And the shadow self that had switched spots with her, there's a scene when she is on the beach with her friend, and her friend is like, you should take up dancing again. And she's like, nah, I peaked at 4. She had that fear of not wanting to pursue that. But this other version of herself did something really brilliant and brought the shadow aspects to the surface. And that's why they went out into the world and did what they did. They were tired of being repressed. The sides of ourselves that we don't like about ourselves. Well, they're saying, hey, we have a voice too, and we don't want to be repressed anymore. So it's all about learning to integrate those shadow aspects and loving ourselves for all that we are. So your intuition is speaking very clearly to you right now. Listen to it. Whatever intuitive nudges you are having at this time, if there's a passion coming to the surface of your mind that you want to explore, your angel's spirit is saying go for it. You have the green light. It's just important to ask yourself, what are you clinging to? I feel like this is the card of the crumbling. There's something crumbling in your life, the old way of being. As you continue to learn more about yourself, find yourself, rise into your true authentic self, the old ways, the old systems, they crumble down around you. But if you're still clinging, it makes it harder. So what are you resisting at this time? Ask yourself what you are resisting on this path of true self-discovery. Because the more you let go of fear, the more you let go of the old way of thinking, the old negative beliefs, and you rewire in new beliefs and you stand in your power, then you get into this state of allowing and flow instead of continuing to create that resistance. So continue to listen to your intuition at this time and allow your work to become your art. When you are doing what you truly love, you'll never work a day in your life. So what is your passion? What is your joy? What steps can you take right now to start moving in that direction? Because happiness is your birthright, and our unique gifts and talents that we had, just like Adelaide, she had dancing as a passion. That's what she was meant to do. It wasn't meant to be repressed down. It was meant to ignite the world, shine. And that is what you were meant to do. There is a sun literally on this card. You were meant to shine with your creative expression. So allow that to be your work and your art. Next, we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Mirror, who or what is triggering you? Within the next few weeks, you are at the divine Y point. Okay, so with the Three of Swords in reverse, I do feel like you have suffered a heartbreak or a loss of some sort. Could have been recently or further along in the past, and you're in the process of healing right now. And it's bringing up triggers. I can sense that you are being triggered. And with the card here, Mirror, who or what is triggering you, it's important to ask yourself, why? Why is this happening for you? Not why is it happening to you? Why is it happening for you? Why are you being triggered? Because there are emotions stuck in the body right now that are wanting to get out. That's why you're being triggered, because these emotions need to be felt. So feel your feelings when you are triggered, but control them. Feel your feels, but know your limit. That's how you control your emotions. And as you continue to release what needs to be released, you will recognize that you will no longer be triggered in that sense. You're being triggered because there's something left unhealed within you. And if we keep putting warnings on triggers, then it's just going to continue to stay in the body and we continue to suffer. The key is to get it out, and to do that in a way where you can maintain self-control, because sometimes there are things in the past that we don't want to feel because the emotions are so overwhelming. Know your limit and take your healing as a process as you continue to do that healing. But as you are being triggered, ask yourself why. That's why you are at the divine Y point. And when you do that, within the next few weeks, you will start to see that this weight is lifted from your shoulders. Because Adelaide, when she is faced with her shadow, she is triggered so much, and you see that she is, they were both triggering each other, to be honest. And just the tears, that's what they're showing me. They're showing me the tears that they have as they are facing one another, because they both are reflections of each other. It is a mirror. They're triggering each other in this moment, and the tears are just streaming down their face, because this was a moment that they both, not only Adelaide was fearful of, but also something that she was trying to avoid. She was repressing her shadow. And it was just a very iconic moment when they finally do have their showdown, and you hear the backstory behind everything. And it was like basically fighting the triggers in that moment and just coming into more power within herself. Even though at that point in the movie we didn't realize that she was actually the shadow. But understanding that she was more powerful than she gave herself credit for. The Wheel. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Don't stop. the universe. So yes, the universe is calling out to you right now. And I do feel like a lot of you are experiencing a spiritual awakening. And one thing that is standing out to me in the film, Us, 11:11 is on the clock a lot in that film. And I feel like you may be seeing 11:11 a lot. When you see that on the clock, pay attention to what you are thinking in those moments, because that is the universe speaking to you and letting you know that whatever you're thinking about is the truth. That is your authentic self message coming through. When you see 11:11 on the clock, it's your thoughts manifesting, because whatever you're doing something authentic to yourself. So whenever you see 11:11, pay attention to that. And that number is shown many times throughout the film Us. This is definitely a film about spiritual awakening. And whatever you are working on right now, don't stop. Keep going with your healing. I know that it's difficult, but you continue to push through it because you are stronger than you know. And your authentic self is continuing to emerge the more that you do this, and you're moving towards your joy. You're moving towards your passion. You're moving towards living life fully, because that is what we are meant to do, while understanding that the wheel of fortune continues to turn no matter what choices we make in life. And if we find ourselves in a situation right now that is less than what we would want to prefer, that it is temporary, and the wheel will continue to turn. And that's just how it goes. So the wheel will continue to turn, and the fact that it is upright, this is a very good sign of good fortune. As you continue to awaken, listen to the call the universe is heeding within you, and don't stop with whatever it is you are working on right now. 3 of Cups. No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Yes. Coming soon. Welcome to the ascending age. So yes, with this card, you are in the process of ascending. You are awakening to who you truly are, and you are raising your vibration in the process. And raise your vibration by practicing gratitude for the good in your life. You raise your vibration when you are doing all the things that are authentically you, whatever your unique gifts and talents are. You raise your vibration when you do something kind for someone. You raise your vibration when you balance yourself and meditate. There are so many different ways to raise your vibration. You are in an ascension at this time. And I'm hearing we are one. There is no separation on the planet unless we buy into that narrative. And with the 3 of Cups here, this is a time of great fulfillment and happiness. You are connecting with your soul tribe here. So any feelings of loneliness that you may be having at this time, those are going to dissipate. And see how they are linked together here? They're showing me the scene at the end of Us, where after the shadows have done what they've wanted to do and they're holding hands. That represents unity. How they're holding hands all over the planet. That represents a unified sense of uniting with one another. And it's truly beautiful. And with the no card here, no means don't give up. This means have more faith, trust in your path. And the yes card means yes, keep going, because you have a very big destiny to fulfill right now. And the more that you follow the path least traveled for yourself, and you stay courageous and brave, and you promote more unity in the world, you continue to raise your vibration and ascend, amazing things are going to continue to happen for you. So thank you, pile number 2. Those are your messages. If it resonated, if you enjoyed the reading, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.